So welcome to another week on Barefoot Travels. So this week's episode we're super pleased with. It's step 1 in our lithium electrical upgrade. So there's going to be lots of different stages to this. It's a huge electrical refit for Barefoot. It's going to be amazing. So the lithium batteries, we'll show you in a minute, but they're going to be stored in the port hull underneath the bed down there. So there's lots of ventilation for them and more space. There's not enough space in the engine room where we had our old AGMs for the amount of lithium batteries we're going to have on board. So we've had to find a new spot. But as we're working down there, we had to move a bunch of stuff, so I'm going to take you down our side. Oh, it's a bit dark down here. Can you see me? Can you see me? There we go, you can see me now. So down here we've moved the mattresses from the other hull down into this side. I figured out how to paint the walls, by the way. Everything down on our side is painted now, including the doors. It's amazing, it looks so much better. But this has become the storage hull while we do this refit. So it's been fantastic that we did this reorganization of the tool section, because it has given us more space to store the freezer, washing machine, everything else up in that bathroom, so we have full access to where we're going to be putting the batteries.
Is that a bathroom or a head, babe?
Oh, it's a head. Whatever. But as you can see, I made labels for all of Davy's stuff. It's amazing. Everything, I'll actually be able to find things when he tells me what he wants. So like even down here, I have screwdrivers, random tools. He did end up keeping quite a few of his old tools just because he couldn't part with them just yet, but I think I'll slowly start to phase them out. Maybe just hide them and then he won't even remember that he had them.
Alright, so a little surprise for Erica. Gonna build a insert where the old oven used to be. Now there's no oven there. It's basically a hole, and you can see where the top of the electric, well, the bottom, sorry, of the electric winch is. So we want to cover that. We like the fact that it's a shelf. That's where we keep the Foodie Ninja. That works great. But with this kitchen rebuild and all the rest of it, make it all look nice. Going to build an insert there with a bit of trim so we can slide it in. A couple of screws. If we need to take it out, it's removable to get to the winch and the electronics there. So this morning's project, got myself a cut-in list. So basically it's just an open fronted box, so it's like a box but put on its side. That will be like for the shelf. So I've got a cutting list, 4 sides and a back, and I got myself a nice bit of 1/2-inch ply here, marine ply, and let's put a box together. Chuck it on time lapse, make it look easy.
Alright, the time has come to unbox our new batteries. So we're very happy to be working with Ampere Time, which has recently been rebranded as Li-Time. We'll put more info in the description below. They sent us 2 of our 4 200 amp hour batteries.
Da-da-da-da. Lithium batteries, guys. Gonna be a game changer. Gotta love the weight. If this was a 200 amp hour lead acid battery or an AGM battery, I'd be struggling and sweating. But it's quite reasonable.
You guys remember Greg? He's been working away down here. Hi Greg.
Hello.
He's installed, well, not installed fully, but he's put the Victron 5000 watt Quattro charger inverter on the wall. So that thing's super heavy. I have to tilt it this way so we see Greg. But we should have enough space down here to put all the batteries.
And a lot of the fuses or breakers to keep everything safe.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things when you do a lithium install is you want it to be nice and safe so that there's no chance of fire or any of that stuff. So we want to do it as safe as possible. That's why we have all this huge cabling. It's going to be awesome when it's finished. We're going to do the filming bit.
We're going to do the filming bit. And then we're going to do the cable up there for my buddy. And then maybe then we can trim the ceiling panels. And now it's been recorded in my face. It's too early for camera. But yes, we have a plan.
So every morning lately, we've been moving these pieces of wood that are for the ceiling panels. We started working on those as we showed you. But then Greg arrived and battery projects kind of took over. So I still want to do those ceiling panels because it kind of goes with this whole system as well.
Yeah, because we are installing lights and cabling behind them, so it is part of it.
It is part of it.
But
so
I needed to get some forward visual progress so that Greg can do the stuff he wants to do without me. So,
right.
But now we're at that stage, so today might be the day. Alright, so you've probably already gathered that we've got some exciting projects on the back burner. Well, I said they've been on the back burner for a while, but now they've come right to the forefront. And Erica and I have been so busy for the last week, we actually even missed out a couple of videos trying to prepare the boat because we had painting going on and getting ready for a big install. So I want to tell you about the big install that we got going on. Obviously, if you look behind me, it's got something to do with power on the vessel. Now, as you know, we've got loads and loads of solar, but our biggest issue was the AGM bank was on the way out, and we basically just couldn't store the amount of power that we could generate, and we like to cook with electric. So we're going with a fully electric galley, induction top. We've got the Foodie Ninja that you guys have seen many, many a time. So we need to have the right amount of power for that. We also want to try and be able to power the air conditioning units, even though it may be just for short periods of time. So you're in the Bahamas, cooking hot in the evening, and you want to cool the boat down for an hour after sunset, that sort of stuff. So what we got going on, we've got 800 amp hours of lithium batteries.
From ampere time or Li time.
Li time. They have actually just changed their name, but we're going to put a massive description in there on the bottom of the video for you. So we've got 800 amp hours here going in. We've also got all the other good, a lot of this stuff has also been on the boat for a while. So we've got the Phoenix Victron inverter. So that will be permanently on because that powers Starlink and the TV up in the saloon. So we can watch a movie of an evening and we don't need to be running the big bad boy.
So this is a Quattro 5,000 watt inverter. We actually picked this up in the Bahamas. There was a boat that thought they wanted to install it but realized it was too big for their vessel, so they were selling it for a really good price.
So with the 5,000 watt, that's also a charger as well. So when we plug into shore power or plug in our generator, the small Honda, that will throw the power into the battery system. We've also got the stuff that we've just pulled out from the engine bay. We've got our solar controllers, and we've just ordered another one. So we're going to have 3 of these 100 by 50s. These are the smart ones that will communicate and network together as well. So they're going in. And of course we're going over to lithium, so you've got to think about the alternators. So the alternators are only rated for like AGM, lead acid batteries, that sort of stuff. So we're going to put in a bigger battery as a start battery, 245 amps I think it is, or amp hours. And we're going to be running just a simple DC to DC charger, 12 to 12, and that will put out 30 amps when the engines are running, or we're also going to put a solar panel on the start battery. So if that is full, it will start throwing power towards the house system.
That's just until we can afford to upgrade our alternators. We'll probably get a new one for the AGM start battery, and then we'll get one that's rated for lithium batteries. So with the dual engines, we'll have one for lithium, one for AGM.
Perfect. And we've got all the other goodies, because obviously you can't just buy all these parts, you've got to put it together. So I want to say a massive thank you to Greg, one, for coming back down here to give us a hand again. He's very, very intelligent when it comes to electricity. He's an avionics engineer.
He's actually renamed our nav station the Avionics.
It's the Avionics Center, isn't it? And when he came down as well, he's also brought with him all of the wire we need, all the big fuses, switches, and this sort of stuff. He's given us as a Christmas present to Barefoot. So thank you so much, Greg. But Greg is actually here. He's not on the boat this minute, he's over at the hotel. But he's told me we need to build a battery box to put this lot in so he can start putting it all together. So, we've got to go build a box. But I think you've seen me build a few boxes, so... Alright, so there we go, we got a box. Only one problem is, this is the underlaying board, if you will, from the end of the bed. And during the installation, of course we're going to need to open the box, put batteries in, do all the wiring, everything else. And I was thinking that could just be stored here. That's not going to work. So we're going to have to make a big old jumble, move some stuff around, and then hopefully Greg will be here, and then we can install it all. I don't ever want to be buried alive. It's horrible in here. Glad I'm not a battery.
Should I sit on it?
Oh, don't do that. That's not very friendly. Right, let's put the batteries in instead. Alright. I'm gonna need some assistance from you, my dear. Can you put some batteries?
Lithiums are so much lighter.
There we go.
Look at that.
Woohoo! What a sexy battery bank! This is gonna be so good.
Hello there.
Hey, babe. So one of the first steps with this this new install is actually disconnecting a load of the old I'm going to say rubbish. It's done us well, but it was all sort of puzzled together, bits and pieces, what we could find throughout the Caribbean and floating around and things going wrong and adding extra panels, and there was never any one set system. It was just built on itself all the time. So today's mission is actually removing a lot of the old cabling. So I got like an old, I mean, it's good solid wire, but it's an old shore power cable that I used to actually get the power from the panels through the boat, because it's a decent sized gauge, to the MPP controllers. But now all of that lot is going into the one box where everything's going to be together. So this morning is dismantling, and I'm sure Erica's going to take you and show you Greg in a minute. He's starting to screw together some of the new stuff, so we're going to see if we can get this hooked up as soon as possible. So I've also got the battery bank here, the AGM bank up here, 5 batteries, and I'm going to pull these out today, disconnect them, and this is where Blue Eddy comes in really handy, actually, because we're going to have no power on the boat. I'm going to have to disconnect shore power, disconnect all these inverters, pull out the old batteries. I'm going to chuck them on a load tester and find out if there was one bad cell or if all 5 of them are bad, and then we'll get them down to the recycling place. And but if there's any good ones left, and we can make a donation, or they can go in the RV, or there's options. Don't like throwing good stuff away.
How's it going, Greg?
Slow progress, but we're moving forward.
Forward visual progress or slow progress? So check this out, guys. We have all the batteries in there. There is going to be different switches for turning off stuff. Then we have the different MPP solar controllers. Are you making it look nicer for me, Greg? My batteries are dirty. Somebody hasn't been fine.
They're dusty.
Dusty.
Gotta be specific.
Dusty, not dirty, but we need to tidy that up. But no, on the side here we have our MPP solar controllers. We have the 12 to 12 DC charger. Everything's going to be in this one area.
One string of panels, another string of panels, and then that one there it's going through. I'm going to put it through, and I'm going to put new waterproof fittings to go through the roof. But I also, while we're doing this, I want to think about the other stuff that we need outside, because we're going to be finishing the hard top. There's going to be 2 different types of lighting on the hard top. There is also got to think about the anchor light, running lights, and also we've got the video surveillance equipment that needs to be properly installed. So bang everything through at the same time, and then should be drilling holes later on down the road.
So I mentioned in last week's video that we had a guy come out and give us a quote for the metalwork for the hard top. So he came back, and unfortunately it was a little bit higher than we thought. We were kind of hoping it was going to be in the $2 to $3 grand range, but it has come back. The quote is $6,000 for the stainless steel, and it could even be a little bit higher than that once he's done all the work. So we haven't gone forward with that just yet. We're trying to see what happens with this electrical install first, to see how much.
We're already breaking the budget, and this is just the beginning. We haven't even pulled out the water yet. We're supposed to do all the fiberglass.
So maybe I shouldn't have mentioned it last week. Maybe we should have just kept it quiet, but we do try and keep you in the loop. So we'll see what we can do. We might have to get another quote, see if we can get one that's a little bit less.
No, the shore power and the batteries. If
Yeah,
you're
but
drawing too much.
you can forget about shore power because we're going to be connected to that about once a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that this has the capability.
Has the
output it.
capability, yeah.
Yes. And so we'll shoot that up to the nav station, and from there you'll have
distribute
everything.
it from
yeah,
there.
distribute it.
I thought the
from
nav station was called the Avionics Center.
there. Avionics. Oh, yes. Okay.
It's the first crimp, just a test crimp. You just got a new crimping tool. So
Nice and strong.
hopefully I can't pull that out. If I pull that out, we're in trouble. No, I can feel the shielding off. That's it. That's pretty good.
Yes, it does.
Has the MPP come yet?
No.
Why have you got a bright light in my face and a camera? Is this nothing interesting no one wants to see us talking about going to pick up parts?
So we are still house sitting for our friends here in Florida. We're looking after their 2 kittens and their dog as well. We hope you've enjoyed this week's episode, guys. We've had a blast putting all this stuff into the boat. Our electrical system is going to be incredible. So stay tuned for next week's episode where we connect everything up and get things running.